Good afternoon, and thanks for having us in. It's been a challenging spring for Sioux Falls drivers as people dodge more potholes than in the past. But this midday, we have some good news for drivers. More of the largest holes on a busy Sioux Falls street should be gone in the next couple of days. A lot of drivers have been going out of their way to avoid this trench at 41st and Cliff near Lincoln High School. When we checked in on it today, we were told it was caused by a water main break, which isn't unusual this time of year. Work to permanently repair the hole is expected to get underway this afternoon. This is National Nurses Week, a week to recognize nurses and thank them for their work. It's celebrated every year from May 6th through the 12th, the birthday of Florence Nightingale, who's recognized as the founder of modern nursing. This year's theme is Nurses Make a Difference, anytime, anywhere, always.
This is the best profession anybody could go into because you get to make those connections with patients, families, and staff that is uncomparable to any job that I've ever had.
We'll tell you how this local nurse got her start cutting hair tonight on KELOLAND News. He's been the voice of WNAX in Yankton for nearly 5 decades. But now, 70-year-old Jerry Oster has made the decision to retire. He will put down the microphone on June 1st. Oster says after 49 years on the air, it's time to step away.
I've been here since I was 23, so I've spent most of my life here, and it's been good. I mean, it's been, as you know, an interesting business to be in. A lot of interesting stories, a lot of interesting people, and great listeners is the reason that I've stayed so long.
Oster is the third news director WNAX has ever had. We see the changes to the radio industry and his legacy in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND at 10. If you're hoping for rain in your community, we have good news this midday. Plenty of chances coming up. Let's see what Brian has in store with his forecast this afternoon.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what here, Dan, we're watching radar and some of the parameters behind that as we go throughout the afternoon. We'll see what develops here on radar. First of all, I was just bringing up our cameras. I was kind of switching around from Gregory to Yankton. We're kind of watching some rain showers in the distance out there, but at the present moment, it looks like things, not quite so busy there. I will tell you this, we're going to be back with more. If we can go to switch to Lynx 2 for a moment, the Lynx 1 box is down, but I do have a look at some of the radar coverage here in western South Dakota and into the southeast, and you can see west of Winter, things are fine there, but lo and behold, that little area we were watching this morning in Nebraska, still holding together, isn't it, from Plankington down to Wagner's. So again, that's one thing that we'll keep an eye on the next couple of hours. We'll see if this will hold together toward Mitchell and Sioux Falls. But the bottom line is it looks like that's about it for now. There will be more rain coming, Dan. We're going to talk about that with the rest of your weather in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Brian. A Utah woman who wrote a children's book about grief has been charged with her husband's murder. Corey Richens, a 33-year-old author of Are You With Me, was charged in Utah on Monday with aggravated murder and possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute. Richens of Camas, Utah, had her children's book published just over a year after her husband Eric died. Richens is being held without bail and is due in court for a detention hearing next week. President Joe Biden departed from the White House today on his way to Valhalla, New York, to give remarks on why Congress must avoid defaulting on America's debt. Biden is launching a new phase of his pressure campaign against House Republicans as he makes his case lawmakers should lift the nation's borrowing authority without any strings attached. This is after House GOP lawmakers passed a measure to lift the debt limit for about a year while also curbing some federal spending that would impose cuts for veterans care, educators, and other domestic priorities. Later today, the Biden administration will roll out sweeping new border rules for anyone seeking asylum, a dramatic shift in U.S. immigration policy from a Democratic president. The new rule requires migrants who cross the southern border without authorization to prove they asked for protection in a third country. If they can't, they could be banned from the U.S. for 5 years and face a felony charge. The new rule replaces Title 42, a pandemic-era policy that expires at midnight. We're hearing today from writer E. Jean Carroll following her civil trial victory against former President Donald Trump. A jury found Trump liable for battery and defamation in a first-of-its-kind judgment against the ex-president. The attack occurred in the bathroom of a New York department store back in the 1990s. Trump continues to deny Carroll's claims as he prepares to face voters. Astrid Martinez reports.
Donald Trump did it. And all his saying, no, 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 is not true.
Speaking on CBS Mornings, E. Jean Carroll called her legal victory against former President Donald Trump a wonderful feeling.
Every blood vessel in my body jumped up with a complete and utter joy.
Tuesday, a Manhattan federal jury found Trump liable for sexually abusing and defaming the former writer, awarding her $5 million in combined damages.
We are the ones who are the first ones who are holding Donald Trump accountable.
The jury did not find the ex-president liable for rape.
Part of me was obviously very happy that Donald Trump was not branded a rapist.
Carroll said the historic verdict also dispels the notion of a perfect victim.
The perfect victim always screams, and the perfect victim always goes to the police, and the perfect victim always writes it in her diary.
Trump's lawyers plan to appeal the decision, and Trump posted a blistering video statement on his social media platform.
I have absolutely no idea who this woman is. The verdict is a disgrace, a continuation of the greatest witch hunt of all time.
The verdict comes as Trump faces other legal challenges and makes another run for the presidency. Astrid Martinez, CBS News, New York.
The former president's first test with voters may come tonight when he appears on a cable network's town hall in New Hampshire.